Good morning and welcome on this Friday morning. If you are joining me live or whatever day of the week it is, if you're playing catch up, my name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and it is lovely to come on and join with you this morning to do a little bit of crafting. So let me first of all introduce myself, and if you've not joined us before, I'm based here in the UK, as I say, and if you don't have a demonstrator and you're living here in the UK or in Europe, and you would like to get in touch and find out a little bit more, I would be more than happy to help you. This is my website, www.loveaduckie.co.uk. That's where you'll find all the links for things like inspiration and shopping and tutorials and classes and all of those sort of exciting things that I get up to. You'll find all of that over on my website. And if you're looking for me anywhere on social media, then do check out Love-a-Duckie, whether that's Pinterest or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Is that all of them covered? I think so. Wherever you're looking, look out for me under Love-a-Duckie, and that is where you will find me. A quick sort of reminder of some of the classes and things we've got coming up. Um, these are ones that are happening in February. We have a make one, take one project class where you get to choose from 2 different kits, and you can make one, either or you can choose to have both kits and do one in the class and take one away with you, or indeed you can choose to have both of them, either or, as takeaway kits. So lots of options with the make one, take one project class. And in February, we're going to be using the really cute Happy Forest Friends and the rather beautiful Wisteria Wishes. So both of those are sets from the annual catalogue. So do check that out and do come and join us for one or both of those. Stamper Stack in February is going to be using the Lighting the Way bundle, which is got beautiful lanterns and fireflies and just a little bit different, a really lovely bundle. And we're going to have fun making 6 cards, 3 each of 2 designs with that bundle. Or if you want to join February's technique class, that is going to be looking at some background stamps and different ways we can use them. And the Stamper Stack Queen Bee class that's one I needed to take out. We did that this week. We made some beautiful cards with that, really lovely bundle again, and we enjoyed that. If you're desperate to have a go at the Stamper Stack Queen Bee, do get in touch with me, and I'm sure instructions are already saved on my computer that I can rustle you up a kit to go. So do get in touch. We have a technique class coming up next Friday, and that's going to be looking at some different stamping techniques. Some of these have been requested. In fact, I think they've all been requested by customers who have not necessarily not done them before, but would just like a reminder, or it may be that you've never done these things. So we're going to do some sort of mirror stamping, we're going to do some kissing technique, and somebody wanted the black ice technique. So we're going to have a bit of fun with a few different stamping techniques. So do come and check that out. With me here next Friday, and you can do it via Zoom if you're not able to join us in person. And we have our Saturday Stampers booked for February, where we're going to be looking at some of the celebration stuff and some of the love themed stuff that we've got to make some all occasion cards. So that's going to be a great all day event held close to me here in Wellingborough in Northamptonshire. If you are living locally and would like to come and join us on Saturday, February the 4th, it would be lovely to see you. So those are upcoming classes. The only other one to give you a nod to is the By the Bay Stamp Camp that is also happening in February. Buy the sweet from me and get to be a part of the stamp camp, where you will be getting in total 26 different project inspiration ideas from 13 demonstrators, including myself, from around the world. So do come and join us for that. You buy the suite, the inspiration comes for free, including some make and take kits. So yeah, tutorials, videos, all sorts of things to ensure that you get to use up every scrap of your By the Bay suite. Yeah, don't just buy it and sit it on a shelf. Buy it and come and be part of our stamp camp. And the other thing I wanted to quickly highlight was some kits. Grab yourself some kits today. I have got a couple of kits sitting on my desk that I'm just going to very quickly show you. We're not going to do anything with them. I'm just going to show you. In fact, I haven't even taken them out of the cellophane. We have such a gorgeous range of kits, whether you are looking for something to take away and do while on a weekend away, whether you are looking for something to give as a present, if you just want something to do sitting in front of the telly. These are just fabulous little boxes of goodness. So let me bring in my downward camera and just show you the two kits I've got on my desk. So they come in these fabulous boxes. So these boxes are good, sturdy boxes that are great for storage afterwards or for gifting things. This first one that I've got here is, if I can just get the cellophane out, I'm not going to take it all out, but it is the Love Treats kit. Now, obviously, this one is sort of been released with Valentine's Day in mind, but you don't have to use it for Valentine's Day. And what you're going to get is these little treat boxes. Can you see on that picture? You've got these little 3D treat boxes. You've got little seals. You've got stamps that you're going to be able to stamp on some of these little bits that you're going to stuck on the top. You can see that they're sort of silver foiled, the boxes. You get a block, you get all of the pop out bits that you need. Here's your little stamp set. As you can see, you've got that corner sort of envelope style flowery stamp. You've got these circles that you can put on your seals, little hearts. One's an outline, one's an infill. Hugs and kisses. Love and is sweet. Enjoy a treat. Thank you for celebrating with us. Great if you're doing wedding favours. If you're looking for some simple wedding favours or favours for anything, whether it's a special anniversary or yeah, whatever. Be Mine, Valentine, there's a little love one there. So you get the stamp set, you get a basic grey ink spot, you get all of the boxes, so you get the bits, the cardstock and things to make all those seals and things, and you get a block. They are fabulous, these all-inclusive kits. Obviously the stamp set and the block and the ink are going to carry on. You're going to be able to carry on doing things with those long after you've given away all of those sweet treats in those boxes. So that's one of the kits I've got to show you. And the other one, this is a beautiful kit. Great for at the moment if you're looking to do thank you cards and things following on from Christmas. If you want some quick and easy cards, would be a lovely one to do with the children. You can see all those beautiful rainbow colours. This isn't a stamping one. This is a pop out and put together type kit. So great for you know, children generally, I should think from about sort of 6, 7 upwards. But these beautiful embellishments here. You've got some twine. You've got your printed card bases. And these are the cards you're going to be able to make with them. So just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate you. I love it. I know I've got the ring lights shining on that. Look at those little hearts. Thanks, you're the best. Those ones on the end say. So some fabulous little cards say these are all little pop out bits. You've got your twine, you're going to be able to build those up. You've got your adhesive in there. With our kits, the only thing that you may need to add in order to complete the projects is a pair of scissors. They are fabulous. So do go and check the kits out on the online store. There is lots there for you to have a look at. Morning, Lisa. Right, I thought this morning we'd have a bit of a play with this host set that is in Celebration. Now, during Celebration, that is running from now until the end of February, there are extra freebies, free things that you can earn when you shop, when you host an event, or when you join the family. And this little brochure, or you can find it online, you'll find all the details of all the things that you can get, whether it's stamp sets, papers, whether you're putting a £45 order, some of them you need to have a £90 order. So we've been having a bit of a play with some of these. So these are the things that you get when you shop. If you join the Stamping Up family, at the moment there are fabulous offers. You have 3 options. You can pay £125 for your starter kit, which will include either this boho blue mini stamping cut and emboss machine, which is just fabulous. It includes all the plates. You can take it out of the box and off you go. Plus, you get to choose £170 worth of Stamping Up goodies out of any of the current catalogues of your choice. Nobody's going to tell you what to have. You can have the blue option or you can have the white option. So that's £125 for £170 worth of goodies plus the machine. Or option 3 is not to have a machine if you've already got one and you don't need another one. Your starter kit is £99 and you still get that £170 worth of freebies. 3 extremely good reasons to be joining the Stamping Up family. And as always, there are no expectations, only opportunities, and I would love to have you as a member of the Love-a-Ducklings, my Stamping Up little family. If you would like to find out more about that, if you have a nice big wish list and would like to find out more about what it means to join the Stamping Up family, do reach out to me. I would be more than happy to talk to you. But the other way that you can earn freebies, as well as shopping and joining, is to host an event. Now, events can look like anything you want them to look like. They can be traditional party style, they can be private classes, or it could be that you just have a really big order you want to place and you hit that threshold of generating a £275 order, in which case you will automatically get a whole lot of stamping rewards, which are going to be at least 10% of that. But on top of that, you will also receive this gorgeous stamp set called Scenic Garden. I'll show you the stamp set a bit closer up in a minute, but we'll just have a quick look at some of these pretty samples that they've got in here. It really is a lovely little stamp set. As I say, this is one that you can get for free when you are a host with the most of however that looks like. And do reach out to me and find out what different ways you can host an event and what that could look like. It could be that you want to get together with a group of friends and you're all going to have one of those gorgeous kits. Buy all the kits. If that takes you over the threshold, you'll get this stamp set thrown into the mix. So I haven't yet put it on with its stickers on the back because we've always got new people coming and seeing what we're doing and learning about Stamping Up and what we offer. And one of the things that it's always worth noting is if you have choose a stamp set that is coming in the cling stamp configuration, what you will get is a beautiful red rubber stamp like this one that will come in a sheet like this, and you'll pop your stamps out just like that. You can decide what you want to do with that bit. You might want to keep it in your case to slot your stamps back in. You might just want to get rid of it. You might have other ideas for it. And then you'll get this sheet of stickers. Now, this doesn't happen with photopolymer ones, the clear stamps, but it does happen with red rubber ones. And what you'll see is you've got the picture, and on one side, I don't know if you can pick that up, you've got like a split just there. So let's peel that split off. And this is very, very sticky. So this is an image with a garden gate with flowers growing either side. So here's our stamp. That is that image. Let me stand up and do my best to get over the top of it. You want to line that up. Oh, I have missed that completely. Now the thing is with these, it's once it's down, it's down. So I may have to go round and trim that. Shall we try that once more with feeling? That's how not to do it. Don't do it over the top of cameras and all of those sorts of things, because it's not easy to line it up then. And to bring it further down this way. Line that up. That's much better. We have this one here that's a bench. Again, with flowers on either side. A nice big stamp. Once you've stamped this image, you won't need much more to create something beautiful. Got some nice tall hollyhocks, I would imagine these are. Very cottage gardeny. Certainly makes you feel like a summer's day. And then here we have a nice pebble path. And let us make sure we've got that the right way round. Let's do our pebble path. So now we just gather all those little bits up. Just pop those in the bin. So now we have our cling mount stamps that are going to stick to our blocks beautifully. Now these are red rubber, as I say. So the nice thing about the red rubber ones, you'll notice you'll have this sort of foam in there that gives it that little bit of buoying, a bit of give, which is always good for stamping. And obviously the red rubbers are where stamping, where it originated. This is where it started. So with our photopolymers, we'll quite often put a sponge mat underneath to compensate for the fact that we don't have this foam layer. If you want to do anything that requires heat, if you do anything that, you know, it's triple embossing or anything like that, you definitely want to be using red rubber stamps. Yeah, there's reasons why you would want a red rubber one. There are reasons why photopolymer ones can be the better option. Yeah, they both have their place. But I do love a good cling mount red rubber stamp. And say this one here is this one with this gate image on it. You've got the garden gate, you've got your path, and you've got your flowers either side. So this is where we are going to start. I think I'm going to do a bit of watercolouring on this one. So I'm going to take my saddle brown stays on, because obviously we want our garden gate to be brown. Our flowers will sort of, you know, the brown just sort of helps give it more of a foliage sort of colouring, and brown will be better for our garden path, really. So all in all, a saddle brown is the way to go for this particular image. Now it is a big image, so I have laid my block down. The stamp is facing upwards and I am tapping all the way over the top with my ink, just to give that really good coverage. Now with Stays On ink, it is an alcohol-based ink, and that does mean that it does tend to, the ink will dry out quicker than it will with a water-based ink. You don't want to spend too much time messing about between inking it up and stamping it, but I think we did all right there. So there we go. We've got this gorgeous gate, and we've got all of these flowers round and about. A really pretty image. Let me find my water brush. Just soft suede, I think, for the gate. Quite a lot of ink already in that lid. Add a bit of water to it. colour to our gate. And it's always not, I don't have the best view as I would have if I was just sitting quietly doing this to myself. You tend to have cameras and lights and all sorts of things in my way. But the nice thing about watercolouring is you really don't have to, it doesn't really matter if it goes off the lines a little bit. It is quite a soft and forgiving colouring technique. You don't want it to be too regimented. And let's bring in this last one round and about these flowers. So we have our gate. I think a bit of grey granite feels quite appropriate for that stony bricky path. We could go a bit more bricky. But, I do like grey granite. I like the fact that it's a little bit grey, a little bit brown. Sort of sits between the two. Let's just add some colour there. Now obviously the artist is the one that's added in all that sort of nice stonework and the gate and what have you. Tickle it under that bottom so it looks as if there's a bit of a path continuing on the other side. And we'll perhaps bring it down here a bit so it doesn't look as if it just abruptly stops. Lovely. Right, what colour shall we have for those flowers? Might go a bit polished pink. Hi Jane. Having a bit of a play with the Scenic Garden. Let's just add a bit of water. Now obviously once you've added some water you are going to water down that colour a little bit. I might do actually to take a polished pink re-inker, I think. Spot, let's add a spot of that. That will give us a little bit more intensity of colour. I'm going to water it down a little bit. But of course it won't go amiss the fact that it's now in the lid. If our ink pad picks up a bit of colour, that's absolutely fine. It's intended to re-ink the pad anyway. Just putting little dots of colour almost where those flowers are. And it is a little bit sort of bit of guesswork. It's the artist hasn't given you sort of really solid, here's a flower outline. It does give you a bit of scope to be a bit sort of free and easy with it. Towards the bottom here, they're slightly more defined than they are at the top. We could have gone in with different colours, had different colour flowers, but I'm just sticking to the pink. I think I'm going to take those, some buds just there. There's one just there and there. Yeah, as you like it. There's a couple of little butterflies in there. Some green. I think I might go soft succulent. Bring in, so there's a couple of little butterflies. Might just come in with some parakeet party. There's a little butterfly there, a little butterfly there. And let's bring in some soft succulent. I think I might again just bring in a spot of re-inker. Just shut up my polished pink. Open up my soft succulent. I could be doing this in a paint palette or pop a spot of ink onto an acrylic block. That just feels a bit of a waste, because as I say, if it does add into your ink colour, that's absolutely fine. It's not going to do it any harm. You would re-ink it anyway. Right, so let's just add in some soft succulent. I was chatting with some of my ladies the other day about the fact that we're sort of fast approaching, speeding up towards new catalogue times, and times when we will be looking at new colours for the new year. And soft succulent is obviously one of those colours that we are going to be saying goodbye to, as is polished pink. So if you do love these colours, do make sure that you're stocking up on ink refills, ink pads, cardstock, because once new colours and things are announced and they go on to last chance, they do tend to fly out the door. So it is always worth sort of a couple of months out, a couple of months ahead, looking at that and stocking up now. while they're all still available. So just adding in little splodges of colour. There we go. And you'd probably have time to be a bit more careful than I've been. There we have really pretty. Yeah, they are going to be. We are going to miss them, aren't we? And we have a pretty little garden scene. We've got our garden gate with our garden path and the flowers going either side. Now, I'm actually going to get a bit destructive. I'm going to do some tearing. If you're not a paper tearer, this terrifies you, I apologise. Obviously, if you want the furry side of the paper on the top, you need to tear towards you. You want it on the back, tear away from you, but I want it here on the front. And now we have our little torn picture. This was done in shimmery white cardstock, so it wasn't just white normal plain, it was the shimmery white, because it will cope with the water without the surface breaking up. You don't want to go too mad, but certainly just for an ordinary watercolour, it will cope very happily with that. So without that surface breaking up. I'm going to move this side. I'm just going to move my my paper from underneath there, because I'm going to come in and ink around the edges, and because I've got a glass sheet here, it does make inking that much easier, because as you can see, the ink sits on the top and I can actually pick up that ink that I've got sitting just there and come back in with it. Whereas if you want paper, you want the grid paper, it does just tend to soak up that ink. Bring that round to give that sort of quite a vintagey, distressed look. And because we've inked where we've torn those edges, it picks up that torn edge. On my chamois and mop that up. Bring my paper in so we're not getting the glare from the ring light. You'll be able to see a nice sort of vintagey feel to that. Now, what colour should we have? Our card base. Use Let's find a trimmer, and I think we'll make ourselves a soft succulent card base. So, as always, whole piece of cardstock, cut in half, scored in half. You can, depending on whether you want a book fold type opening card or a tent fold type opening card, will depend which way you cut it and which way you score it. But cut in half, fold in half for a basic card base applies whatever your size of cardstock is. Let's have a little look at approximately how big. About 8.5 centimeters square. So I'm going to cut this to 9 centimeters square. Where have you gone? That's a little bit off the frame. Take my, got a bit of torn shimmery white here. I need a nice greeting for this. I think we're going to go to the go-to greetings that I am going to quite a lot just recently. The happy birthday, thinking of you, just a note, thank you. Let's go. I'm going to do thinking of you, I think, because it would be quite a good card for if you needed a sympathy card, if somebody is just generally feeling a little bit down and in need, just needs to know that somebody is literally thinking of you. You know, we're in this with you. Let's just stamp that on this torn piece of card. Let's pop our lid back on. Our stays on nice and quickly because we don't want that drying out. Just going to carefully tear this along the bottom too, and either side. Let's come back in with our brush. We'll stick that on there. Just trim that off. Then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tall hollyhock stamp and soft succulent ink. Just go and stamp that across the bottom here, I am moving the stamp up and down to give sort of different heights. As it goes across the bottom here. Let's bring in some glue. Let's stick these little grungy, vintagey canvas. And greeting. Stick these down flat. I'm just going to go ordinary linen thread. I'm going to wrap this a couple of times. Along the spine. Let's work it out. Let's bring in some scissors. Cut that a bit long this way. We'll take that off. A bit of a tweak there. Rustle through the embellishments. We'll come in with some brass butterflies, I think. Have one down here. These are thinking of you as well. Grab a bit of basic white. And I'm going to cut this at 13.9 by 9.5. That would be 3 3/4 by 5 inches if you were doing an imperial letter size card. Let's come back in with our soft succulent Let's just have a few little flowers in there on that insert. And actually, the other stamp set, one of the other stamp sets I've got out is another of the Celebration stamp sets. Some days are harder than others, sending loving thoughts and prayers. So you've got the some days are harder than others, hope today's one of the easier ones. There are so many ways you might feel right now. Alone shouldn't be one of them. Here for you always. Good luck. It's okay not to feel okay. You've got this. My shoulder is yours. Courage is being really scared and doing it anyway. I think I'm going to take that. Here for you always. Another red rubber stamp. Say this is one of the ones that you can get for free if you shop. Let's just ink that up with some soft succulent. Here for you always. We'll just add that inside. So there is quite vintagey. Thinking of you card using that stamp set. Let's just give these stamps a bit of a clean. We'll come back to them. I will give them a good clean when we've finished. Move that to one side. I'm going to quickly bring in the bench. Now, what I want you to do with this one, let's take a piece of Foxy foam. Cut it in half. So I've got the shortest end at the top. I'm going to cut it at 10.5 centimetres. It'd be 4 1/4 if you've got a letter size cardstock. I'll turn that round now and make this, score it in half again. So 5.5. The letter size, this is just under 14.9. That's sure that we have folded that nice and straight. Now obviously I've got another piece here that is also 10.5 centimetres because we cut it in half. And I'm going to cut this at I'm making a difference. I'm about 15.9, 16, something like that. 6 inches, 6 1/4 inches, something like that. And then I'm going to score it again. 14.9. In fact, I'm going to make it 14.8. I'm going to make it just, but this is just a bit smaller. Because what I want to create is a trifold card. So I'm going to take this. And I'm going to add with my multi-purpose adhesive. We could also do this with a stamping seal plus or with some tear and tape. Going to edge that up against there. hold it in. Now I made that just a smidge shorter that way so that it sits nicely in there. And there we have our trifold card. Then what I want to do is let's have a look. That stitched rectangle, I think. We will cut. Oh, excuse me. Just run my light over and sent it flying. Sent everything flying there, didn't I? Let's move this out the way. Right, what I want to do is cut an aperture in the front section. So if this is shut here, I want an aperture in this piece. So I'm going to run that through with that stitched rectangle. I'm going to use a little bit of low tack tape. I'm just going to defluff a little bit. I have quite a fluffy jumper on today, so it will be some serious defluffing. Right, so let me just run that through my stamping box sitting behind me. Excuse me, I keep knocking you. So let's just remove. Now the thing about the when you get these double stitched dies, is you do have to be gentle when you're moving them because they do grab on to the cardstock. There we go. Now, this is the other part of that card that was 13.9. I have to cut that to 9.5. So 3 3/4 by 5. Onto that bit. That's quite a nice. We'll make this 13.9. This is going to sit in here. Now I'm not necessarily sticking it down yet. I'm just positioning it. Nearly didn't say that. I'm just going to take my pencil and just lightly come round like that. So I have a frame on that piece of card, which is my target. Now I've got memento for this one because I'm going to use some stamping blends, I think, for this time. So I'm just going to ink this up again, laying it down flat, face upwards. Tap, 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 tap. Bring in our target. A bit to push down. Could use your Stamparatus for this. Oh, we have a stripe across there. Never mind, hopefully, once we've coloured it in, that will, obviously where I've tapped it and got the edge of the ink pad, you do need to be careful of that. Right, let's bring in, come in with soft suede. This is the dark soft suede. Add in a bit of dark. These slats. And here. Let's come in with some light and just blend that out a bit. Down on these legs. Around here. Let's come in around the bottom here. I think my soft suede is starting to wear out a little bit. That's one to go on the shopping list. Right, so there we have our bench. Okay, let's come in. We'll go for any apple green. just add. So again, as with the watercolouring, it's almost little dots of colour. Grass. There isn't anything ever so defined about this sort of flowers and things. A bit of green just here. And let's have a colour for flowers. What should we go with? I'm going to go dark fresh freesia, I think. Getting all these little dots. Particularly where it sort of suggested there might be almost like buds. Pretty. Some soft sea foam here. We've got that colour on the front. I'm going to add a little bit. Round and about under where this bench is. Something caught my eye. It's not having been coloured then, but wherever it was, it's now gone again. Ah, there. Okay. Just come in and rub out our pencil line. And let's stick that on here. We did make it 13.9 by 9.5, so we've got a slightly bigger border of the green in there. This one just here. Let's again find that hollyhock stamp, and this time let's have some soft sea foam. better. Have one down here. Oh, in that case, we'll have another one. We'll have one this side. It's no good. That's going to annoy me. Bear with. Let's just try that once more. Hopefully this time without over stamping. That's better. Let's hide this one, never to be seen again. I did wonder whether to have that here, but I think that might be a bit much, so I don't think I will. I was going to fussy cut it, but I think that's going to be too much. I think we might make this a happy birthday. Not quite such a big happy birthday as the big curly one. Let's come in with the slightly smaller happy birthday. I'm just going to have a little bit of basic white. Let's throw our happy birthday stamp on the floor. Just for good measure, we've not thrown anything on the floor for a little while. I do want to trim this down. Out there, I think, and then let's take some from the top and bottom. A bit more this way. Brilliant. Stick that on there, so then we have a nice stitched rectangle there to reflect the stitched rectangle inside. To take some mini dimensionals and come down the bottom here. And we'll have one at the side there. Coming on there, so they're not showing, our dimensionals aren't peeping up under there, but they are raising that up. Come in with these opal rounds. These are the 2021-2023 in colour opal rounds. We'll have some of those in there. Got a bit of this ribbon. I think let's have some of this coming round here. I think it just wants a little bit something else on the front here. Let's bring in our tweezers and we'll get those to, you could just hold that for me, thank you, pair of tweezers. Move that out the way. Have a bit of a tweak backwards and forwards. Where's our right? So we have a happy birthday card. Opens up. Open up again with your hollyhocks inside. So two very different looking cards. One sort of pastel-y and very spring-like. The other one much more of a vintage style. One using watercolour, one using our stamping blends. But both created with this gorgeous little host set that you can get any way that you generate £275 worth of sales. And of course, that is on top of the stamping rewards that you always get any time of the year. This is just extra that you get during celebration. So if you would like to get your hands on this stamp set and would like to think about some ways you could get together with some people, or if you have a big order yourself, do get in touch and we will see if we can get our hands on this stamp set for you by generating that sale. So I hope you have enjoyed that stamp set. It only came this week, so this is my first play with it. It really is a really beautiful stamp set for creating those gorgeous garden designs that are good for so many reasons. Why you might want to do a garden type scene. So thank you for joining me on this Friday morning. I will be back on Monday, but in the meantime, have a fabulous weekend and I'll look forward to crafting with you again then. So take care.